Hello everyone, my name is Derpify and welcome back to Gnomoria episode 49. We're getting ever closer to that big 50 milestone, and again, if you're watching this, you obviously survived the apocalypse, the mine apocalypse that was really not going to happen anyway, but yeah, we got through it. Congratulations everyone, I'm so happy you're alive, I'm happy I'm alive, and let's continue playing the fun video games. There's been an update since the last episode. I can't see on my screen what version it was, so I apologize for that, but it has been one that updates difficulty and also world generation. So if you go to new game, we can see it'll suggest the Deer Kingdom, and we can go to a difficulty. There's peaceful, easy, normal, hard, and sudden death. Obviously peaceful is going to be easier than sudden death, quite a lot easier. In fact, sudden death just sounds like it's a really awful time. I would definitely suggest normal, maybe hard, or you know, if you die on normal and hard, obviously go down to easier ones if you like. It is all up to you. And there's also an advanced setup here. We can see it'll still give us the kingdom size. We can still make it huge or tiny. We can put in our own seed here. We can actually choose where the center of our kingdom is. I believe this is where your gnomes start off, so you can offset it however you want. Maybe if you want to spawn on the right side of the map. I'm not too sure how that works right now, but here we can see that we've got sliders, a whole bunch of new sliders and a whole bunch of new options. We've got you can make your land flat or tall, so tall is going to make a lot of hills. It's going to make a large gradient from the tallest to the lowest points in your surface. You can also make wide or narrow hills. There is a lot of customizability here, so you can make your worlds quite different depending on what you choose here. You can also make the smooth or bumpy terrain, and you've obviously got the difficulty once again, and you've also got metal depth. Now this is going to adjust the depth where metals first appear, so if you put it shallower, it's going to be a lot easier. If you put it deeper, it's going to be harder, and it's going to take you longer to actually get to those metals. And you can also choose your metal amount: scarce, normal, and abundant. So if you've ever played Dwarf Fortress, you will definitely know and recognize some of these settings, because there are a lot of them in Dwarf Fortress, as well as this game is starting to incorporate them as well. So it's really nice to see some of the features that were in the game that inspired this come into it and really just add to the experience, and definitely improve on the replayability and customizability of pretty much everything. We can see that we've got enemy strength sliders. You can make them apparently twice as strong. You can make them, you know, 50% weaker. You can obviously attack rate, how often your enemies will be attacking you. You can double that, you can halve it, and also attack size. That's pretty self-explanatory. Now you can also increase the enemy strength over time. This isn't default checked, so I'm going to assume that this is going to be super hard mode. It's because really you will have more and harder enemies as you go along and as your kingdom gets bigger. You can also select if you're going to get wild animals, so that includes all your bears and your honey badgers or monitor lizards, and crazy stuff like that. And then you can obviously choose if all of these enemies spawn or whether they don't. So obviously deselecting will not spawn skeletons, and so forth for the rest of them. So with the update out of the way and explained, we can go back to what we were doing. So apparently the corn coal that I was talking about in one of the previous episodes, I believe it was 2 episodes ago, is actually blocked off because one of the viewers has told me in the comments in the comments section down below, what is this? Oh, Killer Jim Socks's left leg. When did that come off? I have no idea when that... Killer Jim Socks, is he in the military? We can actually have a look here and see whereabouts he is. Okay, so apparently Killer Jim Socks is dead. I can't find him on the list of the population anymore. So his left leg is still sitting in here. I don't know where his body is. Don't really want to find out. So let's find that coal that I was talking about and make sure we actually get to mine it. This is actually the -10 layer, and I don't believe I can see the actual coal in here anywhere. We just got to put these extra torches in here and just finish up basically what we started on this level. And we can see that here we are going to need another torch. So we're going to go into the furniture menu and place an extra torch into there, and that should light up that whole entire area. We can see that there's also some spawn areas, possible spawn areas for enemies around here, so we're going to have to get rid of those. I wish I didn't have to waste a torch on just that simple little block, but that's just the way it is, just how the light you know, travels through corridors and around corners and things like that. It can get a little bit tricky, but it makes sense. You know, you're not going to have magical light that's going to totally bounce around a corner and just make crazy stuff and make it all safe for everyone, because that just isn't the way it works. Now we can see here we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So up to here, the torch is going to be able to light all the way in this direction, but not in this direction. So we can probably get rid of some of these. Well, we can just basically change the placement and make it more spread out and more efficient. So we can see that I was able to eliminate some of the torches that we have to use down here simply by spacing them out a bit further away. Now there is this torch here, which is actually 10 away from the wall over here. So there's 10 blocks in between this and the torch. So we're going to do a little bit of an experiment and see whether or not that is able to light up this last block. I think it should be able to. I think it is actually more than 10, the radius of a straight line of light that comes out of a torch. You can see there are actually some areas over here that we're going to have to light up as well. So I went through all of the layers and I wasn't able to find that coal that I was talking about that may have been blocked off and not accessible. So obviously it was accessible and it has been mined out. We can see here we still have some of these torches on this, I think it's -1, or it is actual just 1. So it is actually above the sea level or the water level. So we can go ahead and cut those out, deconstruct them, and take them all to be used downstairs where they actually need to be, instead of lighting up a pointlessly non-hostile area. We can actually see there's a torch here as well, so I may as well just cut that out as well and deconstruct it, because there's only a bit of dirt there that's going to get mined out super duper quickly, as we can see right there. We can also see that this must have been, okay, I take back what I just said. This was the actual corn coal, I believe, was it? Yes, this was it. I was again wrong. That's totally okay, because that just happens sometimes. I sometimes do get a little bit blind, and it is unfortunate, but we do get through it. We do survive. And thank you again to all the people who leave comments. If you see anything that you think needs to be corrected, or you want a suggestion for anything, again, leave it down below. I read every single comment. I reply to as many as I possibly can, and I take every suggestion into consideration for the kingdom. So we can see it's the 9th day of summer. It is getting closer to the time where we may get some more gnomes come in. We are currently at 29, and around, I don't think this has been patched out just yet or fixed, but around 42 to 43 gnomes, it starts to get really difficult to get higher than that, because the way that the kingdom worth and how many gnomes you should have, it's got a scale that actually doesn't let it go past that very easily. So let's say, you know, if your kingdom worth was 2,000 like ours is right now, and let's say it takes, I don't know, 3,000 to actually get to 40 gnomes. After that, it's going to scale very rapidly and actually make it like, so you need 10,000 for the next one, and then 20,000, something like that. I've read on the forums that it is like that. So we can't expect to get any more than 40 gnomes until that is actually patched and fixed up. Or maybe that's just the way it's going to be. Maybe 40, around 40, maybe 50 is going to be the sort of the limit. I really hope it isn't, because seeing like 100 gnomes running around on the screen would be an awesome thing and make you have to manage so much stuff and make it so much more difficult. And if you could pull that off, you know, your skill level in maintaining those guys is going to be a lot higher than if you had only 50. So we can see that I've got 3 regular beds and 3 4-poster beds, and that is going to allow us to actually make some more rooms, because this is the best way to check if you don't have a personal quarters for each individual person. You go to one of the personal quarters, you click on a sign, and if they have a 1 next to their name, that means they already have one, and if they don't, that means they do not. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Eight people do not have their own personal quarters at the moment, so we can go ahead and do some mining out. I don't know where I'm going to put these guys, maybe just like in here and sort of connect the these two areas up a bit. So we'll just go ahead and set that out to be dug out. So there we can see there's the layout we have chosen, and it's going to be 9 extra rooms being cut out here, and obviously I want all of them to actually have a 4-poster bed. We aren't going to skimp on these guys, so if we go, that is actually a sawmill, into the carpenter, we can craft 9 4-poster. Actually, we only need 6 more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me just double check on that. That is 6. These 3 beds are just going to basically, I can just put them in the hospital for now, because that's not like a really big deal. I don't want to use them on anything else, so those beds are going to go in there. And the reason I'm using 4-poster beds is basically because they're nicer, and I think they have a greater worth than, so we got a 19 worth, a superiorly crafted pine 4-poster bed, and if we would go to this regular pine bed, it's actually a poorly crafted pine bed, and it's only got 15. But obviously having a 4-poster bed is a lot nicer for a gnome to have, and we can see that one was just made out of birch. That is going to be a really awesome value increaser for the person that gets that, so it's going to be really nice to see that. Now I've got another tip for anyone. Goblins have been spotted. Okay, so we've got 3 goblins at least here, and we can see, well, there's at least actually 4, because they're stacked up on some of these blocks here. So if we just have a bit of a zoom out and see where they are, we can see they're coming from underneath the grove, and we actually do have someone out here doing God knows what. He's actually a carpenter, and I'm not totally sure what he's doing, but let's hope that he stays away from the action and we get this goblin fighter on the attack list, because his health is good. We can actually, oh god, I accidentally double clicked space there. We actually can see that we have a goblin with some armor. He's actually got 2 weapons as well, so he could very well be a deadly guy, and we can see that guy is running away like he should. He's getting to safety. The goblins, where have they just disappeared to? Have they just climbed up even further? I don't think they have. They're actually coming around this way. Oh, they're actually coming to the bridge, so it's going to be a bit of a battle going on here. Hopefully, yeah, we can see the... Whoa, why is the crossbow being dropped over here? I don't understand why that has happened. We can see there is Zeke and Cherry Coke. They both have... We just check up on Cherry Coke. They both have their copper crossbows. There must be one person without for some reason. We can see someone's fully equipped in actual bronze gear, so that is really awesome to see. Well, he's not actually fully equipped. He does have some yak leather things, but he certainly looks like he's actually equipped with that beautiful bronze. And let's go ahead and just keep the attack orders going on these different goblins. We seem to be doing a lot of damage here. We can see that pretty much most of our military is stockpiled up there. You can see the goblin is dying. The goblins are dying. They are starting to wilter and turn into nothing. So there we go. That is great. I don't know if any guys... Walter Watson has actually been bleeding. That is 1 injury at least. So that's going to be something that hopefully is get checked up really quickly and things like that. I sort of want to return to this monument probably around... Actually, you know what? This monument, I'm not feeling it anymore being here. I think it should be somewhere inside the kingdom, maybe like upstairs or something, because I have built a stairs up here, and we can see that obviously we've got a little bit of an area up here. So if we were to actually just mine out, say, what kind of a corridor would we want to mine out? What kind of a room do we want this sitting in? I think we want it in like a big hall or something like that. It's gonna have to be, oh, that's the thing, it's gonna have to be like tall to be able to fit everything that I want to fit into it. So I think we'll have to actually mine up some more layers and then just dig down from that. You know what? I think I've got a better idea. Let's just cancel this job because I've got a better idea. Now, instead of having a memorial and a castle separately, they're going to be conjoined into one. We're going to make the castle so good, it's going to be a memorial as well. So we're not going to have to worry about making the two things separate. We're just going to sort of have one really awesome looking thing. And to do that, we're going to have to get access up here through the kingdom, through the mountain. So we can see, just to start off this access area, I've created a shaft that's going to go all the way from our workshop area all the way up to the castle as well. So that's going to be adorned with some of those wonderful steps that we can also get up as well. And we can see that people are coming out, getting those copper bars off of those goblins that we just smashed through. So if we have a look at our stocks, let's have a see what is going on with our metals. We've got quite a lot of bars, 44 copper bars, and we do have tin ore, so we actually have a lot of tin ore. I think we need to make more tin bars for now. So let's go ahead and make this a tin bar and craft that and move it up in the actual thing, and just keep that on repeat for a little while. We have to keep an eye on that as well to make sure that we don't let that get out of hand. Actually, I don't think it's going to get out of hand, because tin bars are there's really not going to be as many of them as opposed to copper, so they'll be able to get done a lot quicker. So it makes sense for them to be higher up in the priority list. We can see people coming out here taking all of this dirt back, and once that is completely done, we can actually put our traps in here. And I'm not sure what kind of layout I'm going to have exactly. We can actually see we're going to have to go ahead and forage all of these little plants and things like that, get them out of the way. There's actually 2 strawberry plants here as well, so let's go ahead and forage them. So I was just saying earlier, before I got interrupted by goblins, it has been said in the comments down below, and I definitely do trust you guys, that I shouldn't make iron slashing weapons because they have a bonus for blunt damage and they do less damage for slashing, and you should use some other material for slashing weapons. For example, obviously your axes and things like that. Basically the hammer is the only blunt force weapon, I believe, possibly the war axe or the battle axe, but I'm not totally sure. But I'm pretty sure hammers should always be made out of iron, because you're going to get that boost that is there. So I think that's a really good idea, and thank you again for the people that left those suggestions down below. So there was also a suggestion to double check and make sure we had enough bolts, because the way that the craft 2 works, I didn't know whether it's stacked upon 16. If you say 1 stack of bolts to be made, does that mean 16 or does that mean 1? As we can see here, we have 165 bolts, and we do have, I believe it's in the stone carver. No, it actually isn't. There's a lot of bauxite pillars to be made, but no one's actually doing that because they're all downstairs mining. Not in the stone cutter either. It should be in the stone mason. We can see that we've actually got 12 bauxite stacks of these bolts to be created up, so that's going to give us a little bit more than 160. So as long as we don't dip too far below that, I'm going to go ahead and assume that that is correct, the way that I'm doing it right there. And it's going to be really nice to see just how exactly it works. I really love finding out how systems work in certain games. Like, it's really fun finding out all the intricacies and things like that. Even though that's not really a major one, it's just something that a lot of people enjoy doing, including myself. We see the range guys are again battling around here and just going crazy up and down. I can only assume that crossbow went to someone. I really don't know. Where did it go? Maybe it got placed into the weapons stockpile. I really hope it did. We can actually see if we check up on these pine crates here, they're actually basically all full, and we can see that all the bolts are sitting out here. So hopefully we do have some crates. Yes, it looks like we do, to actually put in there and keep the storage expanding, and make sure we don't have things sort of not being stored away, because that is never a good thing. Hopefully if we just check up on the stocks for the crates. Okay, so we got 3 crates, so that's going to be enough for us to get through those extra crates and things like that. We can see dirt is moving into the stockpile here, so it's really nice to see it going to a close stockpile as opposed to going somewhere down below into one of the areas we have down there. Obviously we can see the bread is pumping out now. We've got 432 food, 230 drink, and the thing with the drink is I think we're gonna have to have a little bit of a change on how, well, my god, there is so much wool coming off of these guys and eggs coming out of these emus. It is really amazing to see. So we can see that none of these grove trees have been cut down, and we still have 0 logs. I am starting to think maybe they're not working at the moment. They possibly are bugged out. Let's just see if, I don't know if you can actually do this, but actually go to agriculture and fell tree. We can go and fell trees. So let's get 4 of those lined up and see if they, yeah, these are popping up. So I can only assume that that means we actually have a bit of a bug with the groves happening on this world right now for me. And they're just not getting cut down for whatever reason, automatically get cut down. And we can see those logs also getting brought straight in. There are also some of them going to the furnace to be turned into coal and things like that. So that's always a good thing to see. Hopefully we got some more tin bars. I think we can actually see some sitting right there in the forge here. Oh, a skeleton has been spotted. Oh god, it actually didn't pause completely once I saw him. So we can see that this skeleton is up on level -6 now. Gonna go ahead and get the attack order on him. He's actually gonna do some immediate damage to Zeldacorp, and Zeldacorp is probably going to flee. We can see yes, he's actually, yeah, that is Zeldacorp actually running up and trying to get away. We can see our underground squad is in here dealing with this skeleton down below, and we can see the rest of the military comes in and kills the skeleton. So back to the drinks, I certainly want to actually sort of start to phase out milk. I know it can't be done completely because I have so many yaks that are actually producing it, so it can't be totally phased out, at least for the setup that I have now, but I can make the majority of my I don't know if there's not even the majority, but I want basically all of my drink to be, all of the gnomes to be drinking wine or wheat beer, because that's going to make them happier. It's going to allow them to go a lot longer without drinking, so they're going to be more productive and just more efficient at what they're doing, and we always want to keep that. So we're going to have wine crafted to about 30, and then wheat beer also crafted to 30. So if we assume that the gnomes need this once a day, that's going to leave us with 60 of the best drink that we can make right now, and that's going to obviously compensate and be enough for our 29 gnomes that we have at the moment. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. We can see wheat coming in here, being turned into that wonderful bread. People are stockpiling like crazy. Downstairs we can see we've actually mined out some copper, and we're going to do these rooms next episode. We're also going to aim to get the shaft all the way up to the castle construction area done. I think there's a little bit of an issue here that I'm just going to have to figure out and fix up. Shouldn't be a big problem. The military is still training. I want to thank all of you guys for joining me in this wonderful adventure, and we're going to continue it in the next episode, and I will see you then.